time to make one-pot lasagna with Becki, Melvie of the Abundant Kitchen. Let me know that you're watching. If you're watching on replay, type the words replay so that I can know that you watched. If you purchased the cookbook, thank you so much. You guys are loving the book so far. Some folks have posted online some recipes that they cooked. Tonight we're going to cook the one-pot lasagna recipe from the cookbook that has just landed in the Buffalo store. It's also in Excelsior, but it's not released on Amazon until April 21st. So if you wanted to order it on Amazon and get your Prime shipping, the publication date isn't until April 21st. So we are shipping them right from Buffalo, but you have to pay shipping. So you either can wait or pick it up in the store for free. But there's some options for you on the website. Go to abundantkitchen.shop, head to the AK Cookbook tab, and we'll get you set up with a book. But we're gonna talk about how to make dinner fast. Are you ready? Buckle up, people. Liam wants to know what's for dinner, don't you, Liam? So we need a couple things for this recipe. Your ingredients. I told you to go shopping. Did you go shopping? You need a pound of ground beef, some marinara sauce or spaghetti sauce, a big can of petite diced tomatoes is what I like. In the summer I use my tomatoes from the garden, some cottage cheese, lasagna noodles, mozzarella, dried herbs, half an onion, and a garlic clove. So that's your key to success for this recipe. It's really easy. Comfort food, perfect weather day for this kind of food, family food. So this is a half of an onion. This is what you do with an onion when you want to store it and make it last longer in the fridge. Wrap it up really tight in saran wrap or saran wrap. That's the only thing that works. I was gonna say that beeswax wax that we sell, but it's just not the same thing. So if you got a half an onion laying around and you want to conserve it and make it last, wrap it really tight in saran wrap and it should last for you. I keep the skin on when I do that. It helps to keep the moisture in the onion. So peel that. When you're cooking, always have a big huge cutting board, nice sharp knife, and a garbage bowl right next to you. Too loud. If you want to be in the video, you can come over, but don't shout, okay? So we got a half of an onion. We're going to give that a rough chop. I also have a skillet on the stove top that looks like this. So my filming isn't high tech, you guys, but you're gonna get the idea. So you need this is the kind of skillet you want for this situation. A shallow, high-sided skillet. It's nice if you can get a clear top because you can see what's happening. It doesn't have to be nonstick. Mine just happens to be nonstick. So that's the type of skillet that you want to use for this. Hi, Mary. Hi, Brianna. Hi, Kristen. But guess what? If you don't have that kind of skillet, I have made this in a Dutch oven and it works. And you know what? Use what you got. So that onion, I'm going to give that a rough chop. Garlic clove, we need to dice some garlic. This is my cute little garlic keeper that I have. So storing garlic, you want to keep it in a dark, dry spot, not in the fridge, with some aeration and not by potatoes. Garlic or onions, garlic and onions do not like potatoes. Is cast iron okay? Yes, cast iron should be okay. It needs to have a lid. Hi, Candace. Candace is on. Joyce is on. All right, quick and easy dinner idea. That's what we're headed. That's where we're headed today, you guys. Get your bench scrape. You guys have been loving the book. Thank you for your kind words and pictures. What a fun ride I am on. Do you sell the garlic keeper in the store? Yes, we have those garlic keepers. They're all one of a kind, handmade from Donovan Kramer, the potter guy from Buffalo. So they're different colors. So they're gonna look different. If you want one, you have to let me know because I think they're all in Excelsior, and if you're a Buffalo person, you have to let me know. All right, so you guys tune in to keep it light and easy breezy, right? You just want to be entertained and learn something new, right? So I can't complain about how hard it is to have the kids home all day, right? They're going a little crazy. They're going a little crazy. It's gonna be a long spring. How are you guys holding up in the coronacation? All right, let's look at our recipe. So I am cooking from the Abundant Kitchen cookbook, working in a deep 10-inch skillet with a tight-fitting lid, brown beef until cooked through. Okay, add onions, season with salt and pepper, saute. Okay, so I'm gonna put the ground beef into the skillet. So I want to talk to you guys about ground beef, all right? So ground beef, or any ground meat really in particular, if you're doing turkey, chicken, lamb, once you get it into the pan, like I have here, stop messing with it, all right? So this is what I did. I have the pan on medium heat. I'm going to turn it up just a bit to get some action going here. I broke up the beef, and I'm not going to touch it until I hear some sizzling, some action, because you know what's happening underneath is the caramelization of the sugars, the naturally occurring sugars, and you want that to happen because brown in cooking means flavor. So once you get that on the stovetop, broken up, stop touching it. Stop. Step away from the pan. So then I've got my onion, just coarse chopped, some garlic, then 1 clove. You could add more if you like that. And I need some mozzarella. It says 1.5 cups. I like to buy mozzarella in a block versus, this is what Travis buys, shredded. I don't like shredded cheese because I have read one of those horrible Facebook posts that, who knows, maybe it's a lie, but they apparently, according to this source, put wood chips in the cheese, the shredded cheese, to make the shreds stay separate. So it's better if you can just grate the cheese on a box grater. Am I gonna call the cheese police if you buy these bags like Travis does? No, they're easy, they're fast. So do what you gotta do. We need 1.5 cups of mozzarella. So this is a recipe from my book. I've already got some people telling me that they cooked from the book, so thank you. Bonnie, you told me, you posted on Facebook a photo of the raspberry white chocolate scones, and she used a gluten-free flour, and I guess she had success on that one. They looked beautiful. For those of you who have the cookbook, Maybe you've been looking at some recipes that you are interested in me cooking. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you'd like me to cook if you've already read through the book. You were hoping to attend one of my cooking classes. This is as good as it can get now, Michelle. We'll have to virtually do it like everyone else in the world right now. Virtual is our friend. Thankfully, we have these tools to be able to continue to communicate with each other. So that's one thing to be really thankful for. All right, so I've got 1.5 cups of grated cheese. I hear my meat sizzling. When you're cooking, you're always wanting to be listening to what's going on in the kitchen. And that's one of the skills that we learn in my cooking classes is I teach people, now that I've got this going on right here and I've got some stuff going on the stovetop, I'm listening for that high pitch hiss and sizzle. If the sizzle becomes really loud and angry, then it's time to check on the meat. It might be browning, over browning. So right now it's just kind of lightly hissing. And then that was Liam. That was Liam who was groaning. So that sound I don't have to worry about the cooking. Changing the cooking. Here he comes. Now I've got this half piece of mozzarella that I am going to wrap up in plastic wrap. Cheese does not like a lot of air, so you want to make sure that it's wrapped up real tight so it doesn't mold. I have used duck eggs before. Sarah wants to know if I use duck eggs in my cooking. Yes, I have used duck eggs. The thing about duck eggs is they're bigger than chicken eggs. So you need to, when a recipe calls for 1 chicken egg, you need to, for duck eggs, it's 1.5. So if a recipe calls for 3 chicken eggs, oh my gosh, now I have to do math. You do the math. 1 chicken egg is, 1.5, oh my gosh. This is why I need my staff around me to answer these questions. Duck eggs are bigger. So 1.5 duck eggs, no. 1 duck egg is 1.5 chicken eggs. Did I say that right? That is too technical. Don't ask me technical questions. I love the cookbook and read it cover to cover. Thank you, Rita. I just rotated my pan a little bit. Let me show you what's going on over there. That would be 2 duck eggs. If I answered your question, I hope I did. So I haven't moved the beef yet. So it's because there's so much fat in the bottom of this type of beef. I think it's one of the higher fat beefs. I'm not gonna move it yet because it's just like steaming in there. It's not caramelizing yet. So you're waiting for that caramelization to happen before you stir the beef. All right, I was just reading your comments. Someone figured out that would be 2 duck eggs. 2 duck eggs equals 3 chicken eggs. Yes, that is exactly what I was trying to say. You are so smart, Sarah. Cheers. I received your cookbook as well, and it is so lovely. We inspired and excited to make the recipes. Cheers for that. Okay, now, what else is in this recipe? The beef is cooking up. We've got half an onion chopped up, 1 clove of garlic, big container of diced tomatoes. You can use fresh ones. Chop them up. some spaghetti marinara sauce, this Rouse or whatever. It's really tasty. This one was from Costco. And some cottage cheese. I like this cottage cheese. It is the tastiest cottage cheese. I can't eat any other cottage cheese. If you're interested in buying the cookbook, it's on my website. If you want to go to abundantkitchen.shop, we have a couple shipping options for you. We can ship it right to you. It's being shipped directly from Buffalo right now. It's in the store. If you live in Buffalo or Excelsior, we can get you a cookbook at the shop. You can purchase it on our website and do a store pickup if you'd like, or we can ship it to you. It's being published on Amazon on April 21st. So right now Amazon is taking pre-orders, and you can do a Amazon Prime free shipping, but you have to wait until April 21st, okay? Do you have yeast available at the store? I do have yeast. I can sell you a little bit. Cottage cheese in lasagna, that should be illegal. You've never tried that, John? It is always, I always have to have cottage cheese. I'll show you what I just did there. Did you guys do the shopping for the recipe today? So I broke it up really well, stirred it around, flipped it around. See the brown right there? That is what we want. We want that brown caramelization on the meat. This beef is, that's a fatty beef. That one's swimming in the fat. That beef be swimming in fat. So if it is swimming in fat like that, what you can do is you can drain some off right now. I'll show you how. I'll show you how. Can you see that? Okay. Take the lid and use my really strong thumbs to drain it off. You do have to have strong thumbs for this, Liam, because to keep the lid on, it's kind of hard. So the beef, I'm breaking it up a little bit, not messing around with it too much because you want it to caramelize on the bottom. For breaking up beef, I sometimes like to use a potato masher in the pan. We sell a gadget at the shop that has like a cross on the bottom, and it helps to get in there and break up ground beef. One of the other things I really like is my Dream Farm spatula. If any of you have been in the store, this is a spatula by Dream Farm, and it sits on the counter so that this part is off of the countertop, so it doesn't get your countertop dirty. And it has a really thin chopping thing right here, like it really gets in there really well. So these are my favorite breaking up ground beef tools. Raspberry white chocolate scones would be a fun demo. A homemade salsa demo. Oh, that one, I don't know. If you've never canned before, canning is a hot sweaty, hot mess. Usually you do it in August when it's hot outside anyway, and you have the boiling water and the hot chilies. Okay, I'll have to work myself up for that one, Sherry. I will think about that. I will consider that for you. But canning is definitely a skill that needs to be passed along, because it is almost, I don't know if you might agree with this, but a lost art. Another person asking for canning class. Catherine wants a canning class too. We have offered canning classes in the past, just like a seminar type thing, so I will consider it. It's always good to get feedback on what people are interested in learning, so if canning's one of them, I will keep that in mind. So the ground beef is almost done. Remember, when you are cooking, to season your food in layers. So you don't just add all the salt at the end. When the beef is done, I'm going to give it a little pinch of salt. And a pinch is a 3-finger grab. That's usually a 1/4 teaspoon. Were you thinking canned or fresh? Oh, she's replying to someone. Okay, so what else? Okay, so this, the noodles in this recipe, you guys, are interchangeable if you don't have lasagna noodles at home. I have used egg noodles. What else have I used? I don't think I've ever done anything else besides, I'm trying to think if I've ever done penne pasta. But egg noodles are really, really nice in this recipe. It kind of gives it a goulash type taste, which my grandma always made goulash. It was like grandma's thing. So that reminds me of my grandma. I hear the beef is done cooking, so I'm going to do one last final drain of the fat, season it up, add the onion. So the beef is done when it just loses its red color, when it loses its raw red color. Don't overcook it, because it's going to keep cooking. So if it's not cooked all the way through, like bone dry, that's okay, because it's going to keep cooking. So you're trying to drain as much fat off there as possible. Okay. I'll show you what it looks like. So that's what the beef looks like. Yes, draining fat is necessary. Because it depends on, okay, so is draining fat necessary? It's only necessary if you have a really high fat ground beef. I think that the percentage on that ground beef was like 80%. So that is really fatty, and it is greasy. So the onion just went in, and a little pinch of salt. Giving that a stir, where my stirrer go? Someone said, have I ever made homemade noodles? Yes, I'm gonna do a video on fresh pasta noodles because that is our #1 cooking class. This recipe you do not want to use fresh noodles for. It would be the wrong texture. So you need 10 lasagna noodles. The cookbook is $29.95. Shipping is $8 or $8.50, and there's tax on it because it's a book. So there are some options though. Starting April 21st, it will be on Prime on Amazon Prime after April 21st. So there's no shipping on that. Or you can pick it up in store, either one of my stores. Yay, Julie, gonna get yourself a cookbook, yeah. Okay, we need 10 lasagna noodles. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I hear the onions sizzling. I shall show you what is going on here. You just are softening the onion till it's translucent. And this was why we don't have to make sure that the beef is all cooked through, because it keeps cooking. So you just want it to drain it when it is just losing its raw red color. Looks yummy, huh? Wish you could smell it. Smell-o-vision. I guess I need to get a 2-part camera here. I know I'm kind of low tech, but I appreciate you watching. And I hope these videos are helpful to you. I did get a message from a very kind customer today who said she was enjoying the videos. I think her name was Julie, I think. And I think it was Julie. And I really appreciate that message. She said she was looking for easy cooking ideas for her family, and there was a chicken video that she had watched. So look, there's a way you can go to the live videos on my stream and you can watch all of the cooking I've done over the past 5 years on my Facebook page. And there's a lot of great recipes. There's a Dutch oven chicken, and that's also in the cookbook. Then there was there's a popcorn video last night. So now the garlic's gonna go in. So when you add garlic, when you cook with onions and garlic does not take as long to cook as onions do. I usually only give my garlic about 30 seconds to cook before I'm adding in other ingredients. And your next steps, let's go through our recipe here. Add the onion, season with salt and pepper. I did not put pepper in. Saute until the onion is soft and translucent. Stir in the garlic. Pour half the tomato sauce over the beef. Layer all the cottage cheese over the sauce. Okay, here we go. So now we need some pepper in there before I start. Step on that later. Okay, what did I say? Pour half the tomato sauce over the beef. All right, here we go. Half the tomato sauce over the beef. Layer all the cottage cheese over the sauce. 16 ounces. So that's 2 cups. I'm gonna give you a little peek and see what's going on over there. So we've got our beef, onions, and garlic, half of a jar of marinara sauce, some cottage cheese, and our recipe says to break up half the lasagna noodles so they fit in the pan. It's okay if they overlap. So now I'm going to break up half of the lasagna noodles. So you just fit them into the pan, half of the lasagna noodles. So that would be 5 because we would need 10. I dropped another one. Okay, so half of the lasagna noodles are in there. It's okay if they overlap a bit. Add the remaining tomato sauce, tomatoes, dried herbs, salt, and pepper. If you have any questions about what's going on here, so that's half, and it's okay if they overlap, just like that. When does the cheese go on? When does the cheese go on? Okay, now the rest of the tomato sauce and the tomatoes. So this whole can is gonna go on. And now the rest, some herbs. Okay, so I like to do this Italian dipping spice, but it calls for basil and oregano. No, dried parsley, sorry. So some dried herbs, a little more salt and pepper. Okay, it's gonna be delicious. Layer remaining lasagna noodles over. I gotta show you what this looks like. So just layer, no stirring, yes. Just like a lasagna. To being done. Do you want to hold the camera for me so that I don't have to keep doing this? Will you? Okay, good. Okay, Liam's going to take over. Here, you show him what's going on there. Okay, so then you need a half cup of water over the top. Half cup of water coming through into the party. So you just pour the water over the top. And you know what else? You could just do never mind. And then pour the water, cover. Okay, so now you cover this. And that cooks for 25 minutes. And then it's dinner ready. And then it's dinner ready. And then it's dinner ready. Okay, so then I'm following the recipe. I'm trying to. So let's see. Layer the remaining lasagna noodles Breaking them apart as needed. Pour the water over the noodles. Cover and simmer over medium heat for 25 to 30 minutes, reducing heat about halfway through cooking time. Once the noodles are tender, top with the mozzarella. So the mozzarella goes in at the very end. Okay, so the mozz goes in at the end. After 25 to 30 minutes, you melt it, and then the noodles will be soft and all of the really good kind of like goulashy ground beef thing. So that's how you make the one-pot lasagna for my new cookbook. I hope you will try out the recipe. If you have any questions when you do try it or feedback, let me know. Post photos with the hashtag #AKCookbook so more and more people can hear about us. Hit the share button and just keep cooking. So thanks for watching. See you later.